Hey guys, so second video, or third video for the day, but second video for the night, before I take off my makeup completely, is one that is kind of gonna maybe be a little bit hard to talk about, and that is Luna's story. So, you all, before Luna died, would see her make little cameos here and there, either on my Instagram. Hold on, Sassy wants in. Okay, I'm back. So what was I? You guys have seen, in the past you guys saw Luna make little cameos here and there, either on Instagram or in the videos. And, I kind of really feel like it became a, kind of a thing. For her to, say hi to you guys and stuff like that. And, but she wasn't always, the happy dog you saw, the cutesy little, oh my god, mama, I love you type of dog. She was very standoffish. As any dog would be, when they're brought into a strange home. So how it happened is her first owner, because she went through 2 owners before she came to us. Her first owner was an old man who, he was the dad of someone who worked for my grandpa. And he was being put into a retirement home, and he had several cats, several other animals, and he could only take a few animals. So he chose a few cats, and then the rest of them, I guess, sent to the animal shelter, and the dog he gave to the girl who worked for my grandpa. Well, this dog, God love her, she put up with a lot of shit. Now, the neighborhood that this girl lived in, it wasn't the safest neighborhood, it was pretty shady. They lived in pretty bad apartments. I never went there, to spend, like for parties or anything with her. I only ever went real quick just to run something over there with my grandpa or something like that. But from what we heard from this girl and what we were seeing, it was horrifying for this dog. They would tie her up outside. At one point, after they got her, they moved actually to a trailer in the middle of nowhere. And so they would tie her up outside and let the pit bulls inside. Yeah, that tiny dog, they would tie up outside in the desert where coyotes and anything could get her at night. That in itself, just to think, is so terrifying that something could have happened to her that she would not have come into our lives. And so then after that, one day the kids were playing with her, tossing her up in the air, and they broke her leg. I don't know if they ever took her to a vet to get it fixed or anything like that, but she didn't come to us limping or anything like that, so that was good. Because if they had, I would have fucked them up. Yeah. Then, over the time span of just weeks and months, she kept dropping hints to my grandpa like, oh, you would love her, she's such a cute dog, and this and that, and I should bring her one day so you can see her, and, so it was like, is this girl saying, here, take this dog, I can't handle it? And so one day, she did take her, and my grandpa fell completely in love with her. I mean, you guys saw how I was with her. It was hard not to fall in love with this dog. And that's why I find it so hard now when we go to the shelter to find one that is so much like her. I can't do it, because I have felt that love. And it's very hard. I'm sorry, I'm starting to get choked up. And it's very hard. So then in June, my grandparents, the day before my grandparents' anniversary actually, she came home. And she right away came in here actually to where my grandma was just getting out of the shower, sitting there on the bed, putting lotion on and getting ready. I think they were going to dinner or something like that. And she right away came and started licking on my grandma and giving her kisses, and it was like, oh my gosh, this dog is laying it on thick. She wants, she wants to make sure that this is her home. And so it was. And for a few years, she jumped around. That picture is actually my grandma's chair. She jumped around for a few years. She started at my grandma's chair, laying like that, and then I don't have a picture of it. And then laying with my grandpa, and then me. But I've read that about Chihuahuas is that they will, in a house that's like 2 people and more, they'll either gravitate towards 2 people, or they'll bounce around until they find their niche, their person. And and so yeah, and in the end, it wound up being me. So yeah, so that is her story. That's how she came to be with us. And and I forgot to say that she also came to us afraid of sticks or anything that resembled something that we could hit her with. She was terrified of it. Like if, I would pick up a water bottle and I was doing this or whatever, she would cower and sometimes even tinkle. And it was like, wow. And we would call her and ask her, do you hit her with this? Did you hit her with that? No, of course not, never. It was one thing to be hearing it from someone, it was a completely other thing to be seeing it from an animal. An animal just doesn't do that for no reason. There had to have been a reason that she knew to be afraid of these things. So, yeah. And then, of course, when she came here, she left the life of being tied up to a tree outside behind, and she, we spoiled her with toys and with table food and sleeping on beds. Actually, for the longest time, she slept in her crate, in her carrier. And only when she would get a bath would she get to sleep in a bed. And I don't know what happened, just, I guess one day she decided she didn't want to sleep in the crate anymore, and she started freaking out and wanted to come out, and that's how she started sleeping with me. And yeah. And still to this day, I kind of hate myself for not, picking her up that night when I woke up to come to bed and bring her in here. But then it's also good because then that would have meant that I would have been the one to find her laying in bed next to my dad. But yeah, that's her story. So yeah, as far as a new dog, we're not sure yet. If we do get a new dog, we want to get a puppy, so that way we can kind of train it and raise it to know that, Uno is okay to play with because he's got that same kind of energy, but Sassy, she'll tolerate it, but then it's like, okay, get away from me, So, and a puppy is a little bit easier to train that way than an adult dog. An adult dog, they come with their habits and stuff already, so, yeah, but thanks guys, I'll see you later. I'm gonna go take this crap off my face now, and gonna go relax. So thanks guys, I'll see you next time, bye. Mwah.